So welcome back to French Countryside Life. That was a week. I've worked so hard for a long time, but it was brilliant. Got a lot done. Ordered the radiators, just waiting for the radiators to turn up. So Andy's going to pop back at some point and fit them for me, or show me how to do it anyway. It's not as easy as just taking one out and putting one in, because there's, in a couple of the radiators, there's British pipes going in, so I want to change all them to French sizes. Went fishing on Sunday as promised. It was a bit disappointing really. There was a stretch of river where I knew we was going to catch fish. We started there, but I could even see the fish topping up, so you can see, you know, where they're moving about just underneath the surface of the water. But we'd just been there about 10 minutes, probably less than that, and a fella turned up in the van on the other side, pulled into his house, and see us, come over and said that this part of the river was closed due to flooding. So, you know, it always pays in France to be polite to everyone, because you never know who people are, and well, it's just good manners, So yeah, so we packed up, and he did say that the River Vienne was open, but most of the rivers here are in flood, and it's really difficult to fish in a flooded river, especially when it's so big as well. So sadly we didn't catch any fish, but I did explain to Andy that's why it's called fishing and not catching. But he was really good about it. I think he enjoyed the ambiance of the whole fishing experience. But when Andy comes back, we're going to go for the whole day to a place where I know we can fish and I know we can catch fish. So we're going to do a proper fishing experience. Good. All right. So we're going to pop to Leroy Merlin later, get a few bits, and job this morning is to tidy up the wreckage of the past week. So sort all this lot out, put everything where it should be, just sort the workshop out basically. So that's my job this morning. So best get on with that. So that's the workshop all tidied up, all the tools put away in their appropriate places, things on charge. Finally get to see the lovely bar top again. While I was doing it, something popped into my head. I remember when Jane and I went to Kefalonia in Greece, and before we went, I'd seen this ad for sea kayaking, and I thought, well, I've never done that before. How hard can it be? So we met up at this hotel, and we was all taken down to this place on the coast. All the kayaks lined up, all the gear lined up, all the flotation vests. Excuse me. And so we put on all the stuff, all the wetsuits and all that malarkey. And the instructor standing there, giving out, you know, the rules, what to do, what not to do, and so on. And I looked at the fella standing next to me. He obviously didn't know what he was doing either. And I said to him, all the gear and no idea. And he laughed. And he said to me, all the clobber, what a knobber. So we went into the kayaks and we set off into the waves. And do you think I could stay up, like the right way up in this kayak? Whatever I did, I just tilted over and ended up in the water. And by this, like, I'd been doing this 20 times, and by this time the rest of the group had moved off, so there was one instructor left with me, and he looked at me and he said, "You know what, I don't think this is for you." I had to agree with him. So he said, "Look, if you can drive the van back to the hotel for me, I won't charge you for anything." So I said, "Yeah, that sounds like a deal." So so I had to go back and tell Jane that sea kayaking really wasn't for me. Anyway, I don't know why that popped in my head, but I thought I'd share it. But anyway, all right. So something to eat, I think, and I think this afternoon we'll be going to Leroy Merlin in Limoges. All right. See you in a bit. Hey Chooks, got a treat for you. Come on in. Come on, come on. Come on, move yourself. Oh! No. Shut right in the door. Come on. Making mud. Right, you ready? You ready? No, right, look, we've got apples. We've got apples. So, just get that hung up, and we'll see how we go. There we are, that's all hung up. It just keeps them occupied, stops them from getting bored, or too bored anyway. What do you reckon? Yeah, keeps them occupied. You have to take the cores out though, because too many apple seeds isn't good for them. So yeah, what do you reckon? Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Happy chickens, happy eggs. What do you reckon? Good. Okay, so we're out by the chicken run. Now there's an issue in that to get to the chicken run, we have to use that gate. And to get to that gate, we've got to go through the main farm gate here and all the way around, and it's full of mud. It's horrible. So the plan is, I made this gate about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that. Made that, yeah. So that's going to go here. This post here is a bit wobbly. Well, it is wobbly. It's rotted away in the ground. So we'll take that one out, and got two of these. We'll replace that with this. Got another one there, and attach the gate to this, and this can swing in, and it'll give us access to the chicken run from the garden, and it'll give access for the chickens to the garden from this side. Because one of the reasons that we wanted to do that was because when we bring the chickens into the garden to walk about and forage, they have to go through that gate, through the farm gate, and we don't want to leave the farm gate open because there's no fence on that side, on the far side of the field. So don't want the chickens wandering into the road getting run over. So if we have a gate here, we can leave this one open and they can go backwards and forwards to go and lay an egg or have a drink or whatever they want to do. So that's the plan, Stan. So like I say, gonna cut the wire, install the two fence posts, set the fence post into concrete, dig the holes obviously, set the fence post into concrete, clamp it all up, get it all nice and straight, leave it to dry, and then we'll put the hinges and catches and so on. So that's a lot of talking, so let's get on with it. All right, so that's the first hole dug. That didn't take long, did it? So plan is now, we'll just have a quick measure up, see how wide it's got to be, and then dig the other hole, put the other post in, we'll clamp it all up, make sure we've got a bit of a gap so there's some play, and knock up some concrete. So that's the plan. So let's get on with it. Okay, so that's the 2 holes dug. Coated the bottoms of the the gate posts in bitumen. It's a horrible job, don't like doing that, but it'll help to preserve the wood anyway. That's the plan. It's a really high water table here actually. This hole on the left is already starting to fill with water, so it's got about 1 centimetre of water in the bottom. So this is really going to help. All right, so next step is to put the posts in, clamp in the gate, get it all level, and rustle up some concrete, I think. So let's get on with that. Okay, so that's the gate in place with the supports holding it up. I kept looking at it, it did not look level, but there it is. But that is pretty much bang on. Yeah, pretty much bang on for a chicken gate anyway. But yeah, don't make any sense. Yeah, that is bang on. So I think it's because we've got so many levels here, it don't look straight, but it is. Anyway, all right, so just going to put another support in, one more support, and we'll knock up some concrete, I think. All right, good job. Okay, so we've had a spot of lunch. That was lovely. Cheese sandwich, very nice. So I've made up the concrete mix, which is a 3-2-1 post fix mix, which is 3 parts sand, 2 parts aggregate, and 1 part cement. So it's all mixed up nice. We'll bung that in and tamp it down, and leave it till tomorrow then, basically. So let's get on with that. Okay, so that's the post all concreted in. It's all clamped up, all nice and square. So just going to wait for this to dry. This will be dry by tomorrow or the day after, and make good defence. And yeah, I think we're cooking on gas. Brilliant. All right, so clean up and tidy up, put all the tools away, wash all the concrete off, and I've got 1,000 other things to do. So I'll get on with that. Okay, so that's the gate finished, reattached and retensioned the fence on both sides. Yeah, really pleased with it. Works and everything. So I've just seen a massive flock of grue or stalk fly over. It was right over there, so talking here. So I couldn't film them, but there must have been at least 100, I reckon, all flying that way. So they're returning. So spring is officially on the way. What with the daffodils and that. So, all right, that's another job done. So moving swiftly on. So we finally found something in the house that actually works and doesn't need a vast amount of money spent on it to put it right. So we had the chimney sweep come to sweep the chimney this morning. There's a fella called Christian Jennings. If you want to see the way he works and what he does, just go over to Robbies' channel. He's came to France, Charente. Link in the description, and you'll see everything that you need to know. Interesting fella. Certainly knows what he's doing. Very professional. Cleaned up afterwards. I was very impressed. So, actually, what I'll try and do is put a link into the description to his website so you can go and see. Because if you've got a log burner or you're thinking of getting a log burner, then everything that you could possibly want to know is on his website. So, I'll endeavour to put that into the description. So, I was worried that there was going to be no flue, which is the stainless steel pipe that runs up and takes all the exhaust gases away. Oh, let's sit down because my knees are killing. So this is a log burner with a back boiler. So what this does is, you see the two copper pipes at the back there. There's a pump up in the chimney breast which pumps water through the radiators, down through the copper pipes. There's a water jacket around the back of the log burner that's the water's heated up by the fire, obviously, and then it's pumped back up through the radiators and so on in a big circle. Now, as I say, I was concerned that there was no flue liner in the concrete chimney that runs up behind this. So the chimney sweep came along and he put up a camera right up to the top and said, yeah, it's definitely lined. So that was good news for a start. And he cleaned it with the brushes and so on, and yeah, and cleaned up all the inside and oiled all the hinges and all the vents and so on, and did a great job. What he did say was interesting was that because it's a log burner with a back boiler, he said you try and run it as hot as you can, because obviously from the amount of heat that's generated by the wood burning, a big percentage of that is taken away by the water that circulates around the outside of the log burner. So there's less that comes into the room here. So so that was quite interesting. And he said, as long as you've got nice big orange flames and the glass stays relatively clear. He said it's running pretty efficiently, so that was good. All right, so that was an interesting experience, and it was relatively inexpensive as well for the. He was here about an hour, I guess. So good. All right, so I've got some other stuff to do, so I'll get on with all that. So what I meant to say as well was that the concrete chimney that runs up, so that's the pump that circulates the water through the heating system. But you can just see, you see this big block here. What he did say was in France, that's actually legal to use without a liner. He said so long as this bit goes up, he did say, I think it was like 30 centimetres into the concrete chimney. But fortunately, as I say, it is lined. We just need to get a, it goes all the way up there. We just need to get a cover for the top of the chimney because that's open at the moment. So I was out in the field a couple of days ago planting the garlic and the onions, and I looked up the road and I saw the farmer from down the road walking up with his wife, his daughter, and his massive dog. So I thought the right thing to do would be go over and say hello, shake his hand, and so on. And so went over there, said hello, and he was walking with a stick. So I said to him, "Vous avez un problème?" And he was he was like, "Non, non, pas problème pour moi, pas problème." He's as strong as an ox, the fella. So I had a little chuckle about that. Anyway, I forgot to do a quote of the week last week, didn't I? I think I was so involved in what had been happening with you know, the heating and so on and all of that, just completely forgot. So, got a good one for you this week. It's from a chap called Dr. George C. Fraser, who's an American chap who runs a foundation to give financial advice to African Americans. It's been doing it, I think, 25 years, so he really knows what he's talking about. And it was an interview that I watched, and he said that he would rather have a plastic bag with $5,000 in it than a Gucci bag with $50 in it, which makes a lot of sense. And there was one thing that he said, I wrote it down because I thought it was so, what's the word, smart? Yeah. He said, the rich stay rich by pretending to be poor, and the poor stay poor by pretending to be rich. I thought that was really good. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, and maybe press the notification bell. Maybe share it on social media. Maybe think about subscribing if you're not subscribed already. Completely free, doesn't cost you a thing. In the words of Robbie, cost you bugger all. He makes me laugh. All right, so and all that leaves to say is mine, there you go, and I'll see you soon.